What is up, everybody? This is Recap Rewind. I'm J-Lag, and I'm here with
NB.
And we are here to do
Game of Thrones.
Season 6.
7.
Oh my God, yeah.
7?
Season 7.
Episode 4.
Holy.
I think it's called The Spoils of War.
The Spoils of War.
I'm still shaking right now. Seriously,
like,
my hands are like shaking because I'm like
breathless.
I
felt like
it was the most intense, maybe 18 minutes
yeah.
that ever I've seen on TV. I was like gonna yak.
Yeah.
I was like on the verge of yakking.
I've never yelled as much in a show in my entire life.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into it.
Like, guys,
oh God.
This is the episode. This is the one. This is it. This is the middle of the season. It's gonna get lit. Like literally, it's gonna get lit. So let's get right into it.
All right. Okay. So we start off. So it sets up with Jaime leaving Highgarden, and he's got all his gold.
Yeah. He's like counting the cash. He's like sickening. Yeah. Like, we got money now.
Super excited about it. And he's talking to Bronn. You know, our man's Bronn from Time. He's now like a servant for Jaime, if you guys don't remember, and he is basically like, I want Highgarden as a castle, and then Jaime's like, you don't want this castle, it's gonna be like this, because he promised him a castle, right?
The whole conversation is so like hinting to this is a very dangerous area.
Yeah.
Things are uncertain right now. There's Khaleesi. She has got dragons. You sure you don't want to stay here? We got to dip from here real quick. We can't stay here too long. We don't got the food. Like, their whole conversation was like hinting to us that like shit's about to go down.
Yeah, there's stuff
we are
happening.
Not safe here right now.
It was literally set up for what happens later on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was really, really expositional, but at the same time, yeah. So it ends off with them just talking, and then he's like, go and get the food from the Reach or wherever.
Yeah.
So that's happening. And then it cuts to Cersei talking to the Iron Bank. Mm-hmm. He still doesn't have a name.
The Iron Bank.
The rep guy. Like Citibank or whatever. And so this is a question that we've had offline. This is just completely off topic kind of. But we always wondered what would happen. Like, what's the worst case scenario of what could happen to you if you didn't pay the Iron Bank back?
Yeah.
We learned this episode that they employ the Golden Sons, I think that's what they're called. Uh-huh. You know that whole group of people that like the no one faces, like they are employed by them. I think it's the same group of people.
Where did we see them last?
I don't remember anymore. But I know that they're like mercenaries essentially that are paid off by the
we saw them at the thing on Khaleesi's side, right?
Yeah.
They stormed the slave. They fought the slaves.
Slavers.
Right? Oh no.
Oh no. I think that was like the Slavers' Bay.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember.
No, that's different.
Anyway,
okay.
Sorry. But like it's a mercenary
so they have
their
own like army essentially.
Anyway,
but what do they do though? They attack you if you don't pay?
Yeah.
Oh,
so that's their soldier army because we always wondered like how it would work.
Yeah, because I asked you because I was like, hey, the Iron Bank has always been there, and like I remember them like having like conversations about them not paying their money back. So I'm like, okay, but what happens though? Like if they don't pay back, what happens?
Yeah, we even talked about it last episode.
So now we know.
So anyway, whatever. Super side note.
But also, again, very like, you know, they're hinting like, Cersei's like, don't worry, you're going to get your money. We always pay our debts. You're going to get your money. Don't worry. The money's coming. Don't worry. The money's coming. The gold's coming. Okay, bitch. Like, don't be too confident because that money ain't coming.
Yeah.
Like, it was very like, something's about to happen.
It was extremely set up for a like
if
robbery.
You couldn't pick it up from that, you guys are stupid. Like, honestly, like if you didn't get it, because like it's very obvious.
It was cool
like,
because you did book that.
Oh,
yes, like
and
last week.
Actually, we were talking about the fact that, okay, we know that Jaime, just real quick, we know that he might be the one that's going to kill Cersei. Like, we kind of want that to happen.
Yeah.
What we were discussing, and this was like offline a lot of the time too, was that like, what's going to happen?
Yeah, what's going to make him get
Cersei that's
going
to make him want to kill
her? That was
her?
literally me and NB's like conversation for the week.
Like all week. Like,
we were just like
what can happen?
Trying to figure out all the theories.
Different theories.
Yeah, exactly.
So what I was mentioning was like maybe like she's depending on the gold so much that like Jaime messes it up. Like he messes up that mission of getting the gold back. And then she gets like mad at him or whatever. Like it's not that big, but I'm like, obviously this money transaction thing is like a really big plot line. So like something's gonna happen
for sure.
So this totally made sense. Like it was totally in line with that.
Yeah. So I think right now, like just to go back to that theory, we have to kind of see both of them as those characters that are gonna like be each other's like demise, right? We've like kind of lined, like you said, lined Jamie up to be the person that's gonna kill off Cersei, and we just need to figure out how. I think that this particular situation that happens by the end of the episode is exactly one of the things that will send her over the edge, right? Because
at the same time, it's not really his fault. Like
it isn't.
He didn't really make a pivotal mistake in like where their army was supposed to be. Like he was just sort of like getting everyone back, and then like shit happened. So,
but maybe it was like his decision to stick around to get more food or whatever it was. That's true. So I don't know.
Is that what he said though? In that,
I think he said like I think that was the beginning opening piece.
What
yeah, I don't know like military talk, so I don't know what was happening, but
because he said he was like they deserve this. They fought really well. So it almost sounds like
they're like getting the spoils of war, I guess. That's like the whole idea, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. So this must be like one of those moments that push her kind of to the place where she's kind of gonna get a little bit more crazy and more extreme in her
because
decision
she's promising
making.
money to this guy for sure.
Right.
And a Lannister always pays their debts. That's like their legit life motto.
Yeah.
And when she can't,
she doesn't know what she's gonna do. She's gonna
up.
Fucked. Yeah, for sure. So I think that like we've started to see parallels between Cersei and the idea of being the Mad King, and a lot of people are starting to see a lot of parallels and calling her the Mad Queen. We've seen her use wildfire, which is exactly what the Mad Kings used. I was reading all these like crazy articles last week, and like even the way she tortured the Dorne daughter and the daughter and the mother is exactly similar to how the Mad King did it to like the Stark brothers.
Right.
So or the brother and the father. So
there's similarities.
There's a lot of similarities there, and how she's like really twisted, and we're seeing her ramp up to that level because we all know that how the king died was being killed by Jamie.
Right.
So that's why there's all these like very distinct parallels that are happening.
Yeah.
But we're still trying to see her get to that point where she's literally like kill them all.
She needs to get to that next level crazy.
Yeah.
Because as we know from last week's episode, like the way Jamie justified who Cersei is right now, he's like, no, like she's just like trying to like win the war right now, and like and then after like she'll like cool down, she'll be cool after that.
Yeah.
And like obviously that's not the case. She's gonna get more turned up, obviously.
Yeah. She mentions the line, and I think we're definitely supposed to pay attention. She's like, I want to create control over this like area.
Yeah, I want to control everyone.
Yeah, she just wants to control everyone. So that's doesn't sound like a democracy to me.
Right.
So it's gonna be bad.
So what happens next?
So now we cut to Winterfell. So that's all for Cersei. I guess she's gonna get the bad news later.
Yeah.
But so we cut to Winterfell, and it's Littlefinger, fucking Littlefinger. I think I just want to call him fucking Littlefinger from now on. Is talking to Bran, and Bran is just like sitting there, basically super stoic, and he's like, "I want you to have this dagger."
Right. This is the dagger. Yeah.
This is the dagger that tried to kill you. It's like this fancy Valyrian steel dagger or whatever. And the guy's like, or Bran just takes it, and then he's like, he says something about what was it? Chaos.
Right.
He tries to like low-key make this like comment to Bran to I guess try to read him, and he's trying to like make some sort of like connection. So he's like, I guess like what you saw out there was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And then who would have thought you would have come back to all this chaos? And the word chaos triggers Bran to say that line that we had to like figure out what the hell he was saying. It was the ladder. Oh, chaos is a ladder. So that's what Bran says to
what does that mean?
Littlefinger, and Littlefinger's face like changes. So we were trying to figure it out.
Yeah, like Bran basically books that like Littlefinger has said that at some
point in time, but now Bran has also exposed himself as someone who knows all these things.
Yeah.
So Littlefinger is like this big person who knows everybody's secrets and stuff, so he feels booked. And like there's this very close-up shot of him, and as soon as Bran says it, he's like, oh, he's like very like shocked. And then at that particular moment, somebody walks in, right?
Yeah, it's
or like
that
it
girl.
cuts to somebody else.
I forgot her name.
Who?
His girl. His like sidekick girl.
Well, who's sidekick girl?
Bran's.
Bran's? Oh, true.
Remember,
true,
she
true.
walks in. She's like, yo, she's like, I'm leaving.
Sidekick girl.
We forgot her name. I'm so sad.
I know. I felt bad that I didn't remember her name, and
their names all sound the same.
Probably like the last time we probably see her, because she does
She's
say goodbye.
She's like, I'm leaving. She's like, I have to go to my family now. And then he's like, okay, cool. She's like, that's it?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, thanks. She's like, bro, like my brother died for you. Like, can you like?
I
but what else
did
she want though?
Like,
did she want money?
I don't know. I guess he wanted like
emotion.
Like a speech.
She wanted emotion.
Speech.
He was like, thanks.
This is the problem, right? And I think this is what we are starting to realize now that we're seeing Bran in
his
Winterfell.
Response was so
he's
sad.
Fucked now. He's
not even that he's fucked. Like
he's not Bran
like,
anymore.
She's like, Bran, like, hello. He's like, I'm not Bran anymore.
Yeah.
He's like, there's a lot of other things that I'm like seeing instead of myself.
I used to be me, and now I see so much more. So I see beyond who I am.
He can't. Yeah.
So
it's true, and it's sad at the same time.
It's very sad. I think it's just one of those moments where.
I mean, I don't get it, but like.
No.
Like, I'm at work, so like, I don't get it, but like.
But yeah, I mean, it's really sad because we've also slowly, in these last, I'd say like 4 or 5 episodes with Bran in them, we have noticed that he's like gone now.
Yeah.
You know, it was a drastic change.
I'm okay with it because it's not like we knew Bran as like this amazing, charismatic, lively, like turned up kid. Like that was him when he was a kid and he was like climbing shit and then he got pushed up. Like that was all we really knew of him. Like he wasn't like the life of the party as if like he died. Like guys, like relax. Like he's like he could see the world. Like he sees like the freaking past and you know present. So like I'm okay with that. Like I'm not that sad about it.
That's true.
And also like again like just seeing what happened this episode. Like they've all been through so much shit. They are not the people that they were when the show started, 100%. And I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of like how are they gonna move on with their lives now.
True. And we all realized by the end of this whole Winterfell scene that the answer to that is it's really awkward. Like
yes,
it's just a very awkward situation.
Yeah, there's been a lot of time in between.
So we cut to
like kind of like the outside of Winterfell.
And we see our beautiful shot of Arya looking over to Winterfell and on her horse, and she's home.
Okay.
Arya Stark is home.
She's home. She gets to the gates, and there's a bunch of there's 2 annoying ass guards being like, "You're Arya Stark." No, she dead though.
Yeah.
And they're like, "We're not letting you in." She's like, "I'm gonna f you guys up," and he's like, "No." It was just really annoying.
How did you feel before all that?
I hated that. Honestly, I hated that part because. In my mind, I was expecting that music to play.
Yeah.
I was expecting Sansa to be like, wait, who's here?
Yeah.
I just expected so much more.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they did it on purpose. They totally blocked that emotion off with these 2 Dumbo idiots who are questioning who she is and not letting her in and being annoying. It took every emotion. Guys, I was ready to start crying. Every episode, I was like, I know I'm gonna lose my shit when they see each other.
Yeah.
I did not even nothing even came to my eyes because all that scene before it crushed it. I was like, okay, what the hell is this?
Here's the thing, okay? I know that they play these scenes silently. They play them quiet without any music. But in some scenes they really freaking push
amp up
the music.
They amp it up when Bran came through. They amped it up again. That
true.
Song.
There was just silence, and I didn't know how to sit with it. It was pure silence. But anyway, we'll get to that point. But anyway, so Arya sits in, and then she comes in. I really did love the moment where she was like, I'm Arya Stark and I'm home. This is my home.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the big moments for me because I was so excited. And then that stupid fucking whole army
and then she's like, who's in charge? Is
John,
the maester, and they're like, who the hell is that? They don't even know.
Yeah.
And then she's like, who's in charge? And she's like, hey, where's Jon Snow? They're like, haha, he's not even here.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, but who's here then? They're like, Mrs. Stark or whatever.
Lady Stark.
And then she's like, but who? Which one is it?
Yeah.
And then she knew that it was Sansa. And they're like, no, we still can't let you in.
Yeah.
And then she's like, if you don't let me in, and it turns out that I am Arya Stark, what's gonna happen to you too?
You gonna get injured.
Yeah. And then they got scared. And then she just ran away after, obviously.
Yeah.
And then they go to Sansa.
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, some chick was here claiming that she's your sister. Mm-hmm. She was asking for Maester Lud. I think his name was Ludwin or something.
Yeah.
And as soon as they said that, she was like, she knew it was Arya. She knew it was her sister. And she's like, I know where she is right now.
But how did she book that she was going to be in the crypt?
Well,
I guess to pay her respects.
Yeah, I think that too. Yeah, that's where they as kids they would always go there, hide there. Who knows? But that was a really. So then we get to that moment where Sansa walks down the crypt and then Arya's standing in front of her father's.
Which was a really before we continue, it was a very emotional moment for me because you forget that she saw her dad die.
Oh, yeah.
So it was this very powerful, she's really staring at this guy's face.
I never forget that though. A part of who she is, I feel is she took more than anyone else
Yeah.
did because she freaking saw it happen.
Yeah, for
and like if she
sure.
had stayed 5 more seconds, they would have probably killed her too.
Yeah, well,
so like
yeah.
she was right there in the center of it all. Like Sansa didn't see anything, Bran didn't see anything. Like obviously now he does, but like the rest of them really didn't see anything.
Exactly.
She's definitely
So it
had
was,
it. Like,
it was an emotional moment to see that kind of like her just staring at her father or
yeah,
figure
and then
of
what
her
they
father.
say later is really, really cute too.
Yeah.
Like anyway, so they see each other.
They see each other across the hall, and I forget what she says. Like the first thing that she says to her, oh, she's like, "So should I be calling you Lady Stark now?" And then she's like,
Yeah.
yes." It was very like a typical like Arya Sansa
Older
exchange.
sister, like yeah.
And then they had their like big hug moment.
They like smile and they
How did you
hugged.
feel about that moment?
I did like it. No, I liked it. But again, it was dead silent. There was no.
That's true.
They played that little tune, right?
Yeah.
They didn't play it at all.
No.
There was not 1 ounce of sound.
So-
and I think they wanted you to feel that awkwardness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's what the point the point of that moment is like, yes, they push the melodrama sometimes with the music. They're like, feel this, feel sad, feel excited, feel happy or whatever. With them, it has never really been like.
But they wanted you to feel awkward.
They wanted
They're not doing it on,
exactly.
like,
That's what I
accident.
mean.
Like they
and
wanted you to
and
feel it.
And that's why they didn't play that like beautiful sad music. It might have been even more out of place. Like yes, they haven't seen each other in like X amount of years, and like they're gonna be happy to see each other regardless.
I guess I just wanted more sadness than like awkwardness. But I get the awkwardness too. Like you guys haven't seen each other in like 6 years. You've been through so much shit like separately.
And I think sitting in the awkwardness is something that like Game of Thrones can do too. Like clearly, like they did a good job with like letting you sit with something that was like.
The best part was like she's like, what have you been doing or something?
Yeah.
And she's like, I was on my way to King's Landing to kill Cersei.
Yeah.
And then she's like, huh? She's like, yeah.
Or she's like, I have my list of people to kill.
And then Sansa's like, what?
And then
she starts laughing.
And then she like makes that like goofy like laugh face.
And then Arya's like, true, huh?
Yeah. And then Arya's like, yeah.
She's like, yeah. I'm just like kidding.
Yeah. That's the same face that
so
she made
weird.
with the other girl. So in that particular moment, I was like, they are not even the same people anymore. She doesn't even know what the fuck she's been through. Like that to me was a moment where I was like, damn, Arya's like even further beyond being different right now. Like she's even further away.
It's not
from,
that she's different. It's just that she has her own mission.
Yeah, but it's not even just that. It's like Sansa doesn't assumes like oh, this girl is like hid for like X amount of years and now she's back. She doesn't realize that she literally is a fucking assassin and she's freaking sick. So like hearing her talk about that, you're just like, okay.
The question to me is that why didn't Arya feel like she could tell her that?
They've never had that relationship before.
Right, exactly.
And they both don't trust each other right away. I think that's just like what it is they never really, they never had that relationship before. Yeah. And seeing each other after all these years and not knowing anything that's happened, it's just that girl, like little sister, big sister situation.
It's not that it's surprising because Arya was always interested in like fighting and she was always with the sword. Like, so it's not surprising to see her that she's so like, advanced in those skills. Yeah. It's just, dude, like what have you been up to the last 6 years? Like, let me know. Like, let's have some like coffee right now. And like chat.
Yeah. So then it cuts to Arya and then Sansa's like, oh yeah, P.S.
Like, true, like,
Bran's here too. And
but ... and then
because like Arya's like, oh, I'm so excited, and then her face is like,
but wait,
no,
because he weird though.
He kind of crazy. So he's sitting under the tree.
He's like
and
looking right at the tree.
Looking right at the tree, and couldn't get any more awkward. And Arya like has to like go around the wheelchair and like be
She's
like,
hey.
And she like they give her a hug. They hug each other, and he's like, "Oh, you're home." Oh God, he's just so sad.
It's not even like, yo, you're alive. You've been alive this whole time.
Yeah.
No, he's like, oh, you made it. Cool.
He's like, hey, and
he's so mellow.
I forget what he says to her, but then Sansa just kind of looks at him and is like, yeah, he's like he has visions now or something. She like because she doesn't really get it at all. No, she's like the most normal one out of all of them, right? Yeah. Like she doesn't have powers. She's not like an assassin. She's just like basic. So, I mean, she got like abused and stuff, but that's a different situation. So he has like a kind of a special moment with Arya, and he gives her the dagger. This fancy dagger, the one that he got from Littlefinger.
Because he's like, I don't need it, obviously.
I don't need it. And Do you think that Sansa was continually like booking her and booking the relationship and just like being
No,
like,
I think Sansa, what she said is right, because she's like, who gave that to you? And he's like, Littlefinger. She's like, why would he give it to you though? Like, he wants something.
Yeah.
So she's just very skeptical. Like, she's like, her
Right.
eye is on that, and mine is too. Like, why are you giving this dagger to this kid right now? Like, what's
Yeah,
your
it's
motive
true.
right now? What are you doing here?
why are you Winterfell? Why are you
Yeah.
here right now? It's
Yeah.
true. But yeah, so she kind of was like upset about that. But I feel like Sansa just continually getting like more and more upset about the fact that like there's all these like relationships forming behind her back, and she's just falling back into like that typical like old school Sansa who is like always like a whiny, like spoiled, like always wants everything. You know, like seeing her siblings together, you'd think that that'd be a moment that's like very, very special. But for some reason,
But-
it just like her at the helm just makes it feel like she like that jealousy, all that frustration kind of comes back for her for some reason. Like, yeah, she's booking it and she's like trying to be all like super sleuthy too and like skeptical, but also I don't know, I feel like she's like, why did he give it to you? Like, it was almost like,
I didn't feel that though.
oh, I thought it was more like,
Because
oh,
I
why
feel like
did he
she's
give
the
it to you,
fighter.
not me? You know what I mean?
I feel like she's the fighter though.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, like Sansa has never even like held a sword before.
No, like to Bran, like when she said like, why did he give it to you? Like, it was more just like, why didn't he give it to me? Like, why would he even give you anything at all? You know, I don't know. It didn't seem like she was like protective of him. She was more just like, I know he's crazy, so I know everything, and I know.
True.
Like,
I didn't take it
you know,
as that.
It was more just like
I
don't
was
know.
thinking
That's
of it,
how
like,
I booked it.
I was thinking as like she's looking out for Bran because she's like, wait, what is Littlefinger? What is he doing right now? I
Right.
feel like she's lurking on Littlefinger right now.
Right, but she's not doing anything about it.
She's not doing anything about it because like she can't right now. Like, what is she gonna say to him?
Yeah.
But she's wondering like if he's giving you something, he wants something.
True.
Because she said that, right? She's like, that means he's gonna want something.
Fair. And then we get this like final like last shot of them kind of walking through Winterfell. She's like they're wheeling him back into the place, and Brienne sees them, and she's like, "Oh, true. Like, everybody's alive. I'm so happy."
Yeah.
And then Pod comes through, and he's like, "Hey, you like."
He's like, look, you did your job.
Like,
Finally.
you did your job. And
She's like, I didn't do shit
"No, I
all,
didn't."
which she didn't.
And we started laughing when we were watching. We were like, "Yeah, she didn't do shit." And at least she's booking herself.
She did. She's like, I haven't done anything.
Yeah. And,
She's like, real talk.
it's like real talk. Didn't do shit.
Like, I've been
so
training you for the
whatever.
6 years, basically. Like, that's it. And you haven't gotten any better.
So anyway, we got that like little quick moment, and then we cut to Dragonstone, and this is like, honestly, all the Dragonstone like parts were really, really good. Anyway, so Jon goes into the cave, and he wants to show.
Wait, don't miss that scene right now.
Which one?
Okay, so freaking Missandei and like Khaleesi are like walking down the steps,
True.
and they're like having girl talk.
I was like,
And,
what
like,
moment are you talking
They're
about?
just like walking, whatever, and then Missandei's like, we still haven't heard from like the Unsullied.
Yeah.
And then Khaleesi's like, oh, she's like, don't worry. She's like, he'll come back for you. She's like, oh yeah, I know he will. And like, guys, I'm just paraphrasing right now.
Yeah.
And then Khaleesi's like, ooh, like, cause she sensed like the tone in Missandei's
Yeah.
voice.
She's
She's
like,
like,
"You guys have a good
oh,
time?"
she's like, did something happen? She's like, what didn't happen? And then Khaleesi's like, what? She's like, wait, what? She's like, what did you guys do?
She's like, many things.
She's like, a lot of things, my queen.
And then she looks.
She's like, oh.
like, "Man."
Yeah, Khaleesi's like face was like, oh my god.
Like, girl,
And then
get
as soon
it.
as like Khaleesi's face was like turned on, Jon Snow rolls up.
Yeah.
And he's like, I need you right now.
Also, he's looking like lit.
Yeah, he
because
looks
he's like
fine,
He's
AF.
like sweaty. He's
You know,
got
his
his like
hair is like nice and pulled back.
pulled back.
Like,
He's got like the man bun going, and he's got
His,
like
like,
all his like
outfit, it's, like,
freaking
slim
fur
fit.
off. It's like slim fitted,
Yeah.
like like
Leather.
armor. Yeah, exactly.
so then he's like,
He's like,
my queen or
Come
whatever.
with me, queen. I
Yeah.
need to show you
Yeah.
something. And he takes
She's
her
like,
into
she's
a,
like in the cave. He's like, yes.
and we all know what Jon
Yo,
Snow
Jon
ends up
gets
doing
it
in a cave.
cave. Jon only gets lucky in caves.
Yeah, seriously.
So then, like, he takes her in. Really, really amazing, cool scene.
Such a cool
He, like,
scene.
lights, like, a flame. They walk in together.
and they see all the.
And then, like,
dragons.
you see the dragon glass, like, shining. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh. But
Yeah.
then he's like, but wait, like, there's more.
There's more, and then they walk into the space where there's all these ancient drawings.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What is these?" And like,
He's
it,
like, the
it kind
children
of
of the
boggles.
forest.
It boggles my mind that like she didn't even try exploring like this literal one cave.
Like,
that's
there's
in
a
all
giant
dragon-
hole in the
like,
side of your, like,
you didn't
castle,
wanna
and, like, you
check
didn't
it
even
out
go
at all
into
at any
it.
point in time.
Unless they, like, opened that up. Maybe they, like, broke it and opened it up.
But where are his people like mining? Like, where are his like people?
Yeah, I
They
don't
didn't
know.
show anything. Anyway, whatever.
anyways.
So he shows her this space, and like, yeah, it's like he's like, this is like the first people. What was it?
The children of the forest.
Children of the Forest.
Which came before even, like, the first man.
Right.
And she's like, oh
she's
my
like,
God, wow.
She's like, they were standing here. And
she's like, they were here?
Yeah.
Where I'm standing? And John's like, yeah, I just told you. She's like, even before men? Like, it was like, she was like
right.
she was like getting a history lesson. He goes, yeah. He goes, but we were here too.
And then
shows, like, it pans to like the man
picture.
drawing of like a human.
And they're like, they were like, together at the same time. What
and
were
this entire time,
together?
guys, don't like think. This entire time, she's giving him like sexy vibes. No, legit. I was like, yo, she's gonna like. This is it. Like, this is when like Jon Snow.
I'm gonna pause our freaking conversation right now because recap _ rewind tweeted out a poll last week.
Yeah.
/ it was me who tweeted that out, and I was like, but it was a question that we wanted to ask you guys. Are you guys shipping these two characters together, Jon and Daenerys? And it was a very close call. It was like 280 votes or something. So thank you for voting. But you guys voted that it was like, no, we're not down for it. They're related.
Very close.
Sorry about it. But if this scene did not convince you, you're blind and also have no soul.
But guys, real talk, like our vote, the numbers were like insanely
super close.
So I
50
feel like
49
yeah,
or whatever.
I feel like everyone agreed that they're gonna like.
It's
but
it was the sexiest. Like, I was like, I'm falling in love with both.
No,
right
like
now.
for sure. I'm like somebody is like gonna get naked right now. Like, they're not leaving this cave without like touching each other.
I was like, damn.
And then he did touch her. You like literally, Jay like turns to me. He's like, oh my God, he touched her hand. I'm like, oh, it's happening.
Because he was like pulling her along.
Yeah. He's like,
to
come
like
look
different
at
all
this.
these moments. But like the thing that I really loved is like now they legit shared a magical moment.
No, okay, guys,
like,
we're missing the best part
out.
because then he's like, look, like the children were here and the men. He goes, but, and then like it pans like the next like wall of like cave. He's like, they were fighting a common enemy, and like there's like these painting of like the White Walkers with like their blue eyes and shit. And she's like, true.
Okay, we have to talk about this moment real quick because like I was joking about the fact that this poor guy has been so upset because no one is
believing him. Yeah, like,
and he literally, I was like,
he literally found pictures to prove.
He's like TMZ. He like found a picture. He like drew it.
Yeah.
There it is. That like I was dying of laughter.
I was like, wow. He like tried. Like, I'm surprised she didn't say like, did you draw this? So like the White Walkers are like fully on the wall.
Yeah.
And then that's the moment where it really like clicks in her head. She's like, okay. She's like, I'm gonna help you. And this is when like the heat got like heavier too.
Oh God.
She's like, I'm gonna help you.
So she says,
and then
she says, I will fight for you. When she said it, I was like, huh? I was like drooling. I was like, oh yeah.
No. The best part was when she was like, if you kneel for me.
And I was like,
I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna have his knees. Like, this is gonna happen right now.
I was dying. I was like,
he's gonna kneel down.
Bend the knee.
Damn.
Just do it right now.
Yeah, like I thought for sure he was gonna, cause like they're in private too, right? So like he could get away with it, kind of like with no one else seeing.
Just thinking about it right now is like making me feel some type of way.
I'm like, nothing even happened.
Nothing even happened, but I was just like, the tension, guys. Honestly, it was so high.
But imagine if we're like totally wrong and like nothing ever happened.
No, I don't care. If they did, then they'd like play that whole scene completely wrong.
Anyway, so he
says
it again, like just like their conversation, guys. The writing was really like well done in the scene. And he was just like, I can't. He's like my people will never like want me to be for like a southern person.
Yeah.
Like they've been fucked before in the past by like a king like that or queen, and like they just won't.
And then she says they will bend the knee. If their king does.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah. Like, I was like the entire time. I mean, you don't understand how like, yes, I was like vibrating with how excited I was about them getting together.
And then like I just know Jon Snow. Like he's only gotten it in a cave. So I'm like, this is perfect. Like they're in a cave right now.
It's happening, yeah. And if they had more time, guaranteed they would have done it for sure.
Oh,
so
man.
Sadly, they don't kiss. They don't do anything because like they kind of leave it off.
But how do they leave again? Someone calls them, right? Or
I think they just dip. They just like leave. They just leave the cave. But what I wanted to say about all of their exchanges, and like we'll talk about more of their exchanges later on in the episode, but I want to say this really quickly. I just think that yes, there's these sexy moments, and maybe we're like reading into them. Maybe I'm reading into them too much, whatever. But I will say that every single time they have conversations, they're learning so much more and more about each other, and people like, you know, they're starting to like really feel some type of way. I really do feel like
you can feel it.
An
like
emotional
when he
growth
looks
happening.
at her and when she looks at him, like there's some attraction to the power that they both have in their own areas and like how they've risen up and like.
And he's starting to understand her. He's starting to learn more about her, and she's starting to learn more about him. So I just think it's this very like beautiful, like kind of learning about each other.
Funny because like there's moments like, you know, Davos like quickly like throws it out. He's like, "What do you think about the queen?"
Yeah, he's like,
and she's like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, I just been like watching her a lot, and he's like, yeah, I know what you're watching in the back of her though. And I'm like, we're like, what? Oh my god, Davos! But like, they're even throwing that out there to be like, you're checking her out.
Yeah.
Like,
he was like talking about her boobs or something. Yeah, it's like, it's fucking Davos.
Yeah.
Anyway, that happens a little bit later.
But even still, like that ties into like all of it,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. I just think that like there is, if they're not booking, like if Davos is booking some type of shit, then like there's something going on up in there.
Anyways, they walk out of the cave,
they exit
and
the
right
cave.
then Tyrion and Varys, like everyone like shows up,
and then they don't look very happy.
Yeah,
about
Tyrion's like, okay, like we got good news. Like the Unsullied, they're at Castle Black.
And she's like sickening.
She's like sickening.
And then
it goes to Varys.
Bad news is everybody's dead, and the Tyrells are dead, and like everything's. They're like sorry about it.
Yeah.
And she's like
now she's like done. Like
dragon is starting to come out again. Yeah. So she's like starting to like about to drink hearts all over everybody, and she's like, okay, what the fuck am I gonna do? She's like,
she loses it on Tyrion. Tyrion's like, okay, like she's like, shut up. Yeah. She's like, this is your family. Yeah. She's like, do you even like want them to die? She's like, are you even on the same side as me? Like, what the hell?
So she like, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry.
And then she's like, you see like the dragons like flying. Yeah. She's like, I'm gonna take a dragon. Like I'm going. And then she like turns.
She's
to
like,
Jon.
I'm gonna go to the Red Keep.
Yeah,
so
like,
she's
I'm just gonna burn the fuck out of everyone right now. I'm done. Like my
down.
enemies are in the Red Keep. Yeah. I'm going there.
So then.
And then he's like, no. She like spins.
Mm-hmm. She looks to her new boyfriend.
Spins like guys like so fast. She's like, what do you think about this? And Jon's like, huh? He's like, no. He's like, no.
Yeah.
Like, Jon sucks at like army stuff. Like, you can't like trust this guy.
First of all, don't listen to him ever.
And then he says,
he has like this long
really
speech.
Good, yeah.
The speech was really cute. It was like, you seem like a person, and that's what I mean. There's all these moments where he's like trying to book her. He's like, you're like this great person, and like you're this and this, and like you grew this, and people follow you because like you gave them something amazing. Yeah. And then he's like, so don't burn anybody down to the ground.
Yeah, like you can't burn it. Like
so that was like his final thing.
AKA like don't like take your dragon.
Yeah, he basically said, please don't do it with like his long ass speech. Yeah. And then that was the end of that. Then it cuts to Winterfell again. And Arya like talks to Brienne because Brienne's like kicking Pod's ass for the millionth time. Yeah. And she's like, can I spar with you? Because you killed the Hound because she thinks he's dead. Yeah. And, you know, now I want to kind of train under you. Yeah. And they have this like really quick moment where she's like, nice sword, I like your sword. Where'd you get that sword from? And so they tried to fight. And as they're fighting, like first of all
Arya like killed it. Like she like ruined.
She's so cool. Just doing all these like ninja shit, like fucking like doing backflips and stuff. And all the while, Sansa is just like lurking with fucking Littlefinger, and he's just like sitting there like a little fucking rat. Just like I hate him so much.
I know something's gonna happen.
He just brings like already Sansa's like feeling some type of way, but it's just like this continual thing, probably like looping in her head exactly what he said to her, like last episode where he's like, you can't trust anybody. You always have to be on guard.
Especially now that Arya's back.
And now that Arya's back.
And like Sansa's seeing like Arya's way stronger than Sansa. Yeah. Like she can kill her in a second.
Yeah, so, exactly. She's coming out of nowhere.
Right at the right time when Jon like dips and Sansa's in power. Like
exactly. So she's gonna start feeling fucking paranoid.
I'm sure that's gonna happen. Yeah. Sansa's gonna fuck shit up like on her own.
In a really bad way.
Yeah. She's gonna mess with herself.
I will be really sad if like she. So we had all
she won't kill Arya, but like she will die in the process. Like Sansa will die in the process.
Because she's too paranoid. She's too
damaged. I feel like she's gonna sketch out. She's gonna glitch out, and she's gonna do something stupid.
Okay, I want to get back to Sansa.
But anyways,
no, we're not gonna get to Sansa later because the rest of the episode's amazing. So
sorry, Sansa.
So let's talk about Sansa now. So now my prediction now is like very very skewed because last episode I was like, Arya is gonna kill
Yeah,
Littlefinger.
because we were trying to figure out how does Arya get the dagger.
Exactly.
So now we know how she gets the dagger. She has it now.
Yeah, but she didn't have to kill anybody to get it. So now I'm just like,
I wonder if
why
there's
is
something
Littlefinger
in
still
that
alive?
dagger, man. I wonder if there's some shit in there.
As soon as she got it the way she got it, the first thing that came to my mind is that she's gonna find a way to get to Jon Snow and to help fight the White Walkers, because like Valyrian steel, there's this whole thing with the dragons, the dragon glass, etc., etc. So I feel like it's very like special that she has it now.
Yeah.
And obviously Bran knows
but
that too,
it coming
I feel.
from Littlefinger is what sketches me out.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless it's it's like the reverse of what we were saying. Like Sansa dies from trying to kill Arya because she sketches out, and then Littlefinger still gets killed by Arya using the same dagger that he gave her, which is like poetic justice or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I guess I can see that happening. No, maybe. Yeah.
I don't know.
It just doesn't sound like. Anyway, we'll see how it all rolls out.
I don't know. All I know, I don't know, but I suspect Littlefinger and Sansa are definitely gonna like glitch out.
Yeah.
Or like he's gonna affect it and she's gonna glitch out.
And she's gonna die in the process.
She will always be her worst enemy.
Enemy.
Always. That's who she's been from the beginning.
It's true.
And that's how she's gonna die in the end, for sure.
It's so sad though. It's sad because like you want to see these characters go through.
But that's all she had. Just like you're saying, how like Bran has his power, Arya has her power. Sansa never had anything. It was true. Like she was always going after the guy to like to be her strength.
Yeah.
And although she is strong now, like she's different, but like I feel like that has always like hit her, that like she never had a thing.
I mean, I feel like just like all the experiences that she's been through have so greatly negative affected her perception on people.
But I also feel like
she can't be like she can be happy, but only momentarily before she's like, okay, gotta set my guard now because someone's gonna like fucking
and that's
kill
always
me.
been her.
You know, like she's
or like
now she's turned into this person where like she's victimized by her like. It's like what you were saying, these like parallels between her and Theon, and the fact that they can't, in those big, really strong moments, they glitch out. They don't know what to do. He jumps off of a boat. She's gonna do something stupid too. You know, like she thinks too irrationally because she's been so damaged from her past.
Yeah.
And you're right. Maybe that'll be her kind of like reason why she dies. I can see that. And then hopefully there's a contrast between her and Theon, where Theon like freaking does something better. You know, like. He like comes through finally for like the millionth time. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's Sansa's situation, because now we're moving on to Dragonstone, and this is when Davos talks about her boobs, and he's like hey, and then Jon's like, there's no time for that like sex stuff. And then they bump into Missandei. So this is the part that like I kind of like laughed at. It was like we were watching a live action version of like The Legend of Zelda or something, where you like go to like somebody in the farms and like talk to somebody, and like you hear like a little bit of story. You're like, oh, okay, I want to like learn the story, and then you like walk on to the next person. True. So it was just funny
because Jon went up to her, he's like, what's your story? Like,
he's like, I want to know all about you. Why do you follow your queen? And like she gave him all these answers, and I was just like, okay, how convenient that she's like literally.
Well, he was questioning it. He was like, so you're free? And she goes, yeah, like she set me free. He's like, so like if you want to leave tomorrow, like to go back home, she let you go. She goes, yeah, she'll give me a boat and like set me free. He's like, are you sure? I was like, what are you trying to do right now? But like, he's just trying to see, like, suss it out, you know.
But it's like I said, like I think it's like all these little moments are him learning more and more about how amazing she is. For sure.
He wants to know who she is before he bends the knee, and like he will bend the knee for sure.
And she's like, she's basically the queen for the people. Like she like loves all the people. She's like a boss ass bitch, and she like loves people, and they chose her. You know,
what she said was freaking amazing. She goes, we didn't follow her because of her father was some crazy person, like who had dragons, like Target. Like there was none of that. We followed her because like she freed us, and like
we chose to follow her.
Yeah, it's so powerful.
Yeah, it's so powerful.
Because like to him, you know, to Jon, it could seem like she's just. She's getting all these followers because she's a Targaryen and because she has dragons. Yeah. But that's not the case at all.
He's starting to realize and learn that they're more alike than they are different.
Exactly.
And I think that he was afraid of learning that because of the fact that, you know, he did go in with this like feeling some type of way about her. He was like, she's a Targaryen.
Well, yeah, like his freaking dad, like
so there's all this like frustration and anger that he had against her, and slowly but surely, he's like, the more he's learning about her, he's like, damn, we are pretty similar. Because, you know, if you look at his situation, it's exactly how it happened for him.
And they always talk about him being a bastard.
Yeah.
Like, every time there's a conversation of her past, it's his being a bastard too in that same mix.
I even freaking, like, Missandei, like, booked it again.
Yeah.
Like, when she was talking, she's like, what is a bastard? I was like, okay, like, they have to, like, give you a recap of, like, the fact that he's Jon Snow. And he doesn't have a mother, but he does have a mother because we know that. Anyway, then it cuts to, they're like, oh, is that a Greyjoy ship? And then it cuts to the shore, and Theon rolls up in his boat.
Oh, like, God, like, Theon gives me the biggest eye rolls of my life. Like, how is this guy still not dead?
But also, it was like awkward. It was like the most like awkward moment of the
because like as
day.
this guy, this loser idiot, he's like rolling up to the shore. He's like, yeah, so I'm safe now.
Yeah.
He looks up and Jon Snow is literally standing over him. He's like, what the hell?
And then he's like, hey, Jon.
He's like, hey, Jon, is Sansa good?
Yeah.
And then like Jon just like grabs him by the neck.
He grabs
he's like,
him and he's like,
the only reason why I'm not going to kill you right now is because you did like save my sister.
Yeah.
It's true, and he liked it.
It's true, because like I forgot like when they had that tense moment.
Jade like had to remind me. I'm like, oh yeah, you freaking like
he like fucking screwed over Rob. He like he did all these things at Winterfell. Like he fucked everybody.
He's the reason why like Bran had to like dip.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. So there's all these things. I mean, in hindsight, he saved Bran, right? He didn't really kill him, but whatever. So there's that moment that happened, and then he's like, I need to see the queen, or Theon's like, I need to talk to the queen, and then they're like, Daenerys
she's
is gone.
I'm like, what?
And so then it cuts to the next shot, and then we're like, oh God, she's coming.
But what I didn't understand is just like she went from like asking Jon for his advice. Right. He said don't do it, and then she still did it.
She did it anyway. But
then again, she didn't, because she didn't go to the Red Keep.
Yeah, she didn't go to the Red Keep. She did something different.
That's true.
So they kind of like met in the middle or whatever. Yeah. But like this is the perfect moment to talk about timing. We've been talking about timing this whole
season has definitely felt fast in the sense that our characters are moving in the world really quickly. Really like fast. Ravens are like Uber speed, like Amazon, like same day like delivery. Prime, like Amazon so Prime. Everything is just happening to these characters in a really quick way. Yeah, we get it. It's understandable. Like it has to. And you need to rush it. In this particular scene coming up is when I really question everything because I was like, that makes no sense. They cannot be coming right now. Like they're on land.
You're like, does that make sense? How far in vicinity is Dragonstone to?
It's in the middle, right? Like so like Dragonstone is on the coast, and then I think Highgarden is like towards like the west. Yeah, right? Yeah, so where Jaime's people are, they're in the Reach, which I think is like right in the middle. Right. But still, like for them to like get everyone ready and armed to like go there is like is long.
Like to reach to the Reach, no pun intended. It's like it's pretty. I would assume that it's pretty far.
Anyways, sickest freaking 20 minutes of my life. So they're all they're like mossing, like everyone's like so like chill, whatever.
We meet this character named Dickon, just right.
Yeah.
Like, right
well, we met him like 2 weeks ago, anyways. But like whatever, he's like so extra. Anyways.
He's like Dickon. Anyway,
so they're all like kind of chilling. Jamie's like, his guard is down. He goes, "We cool. We got the money." Mm-hmm. He's like, "The money's like stored over there. The gold, we're good. Like we can just chill right now. We can go eat. Everyone could just like, you know, like sleep. Take it easy, sleep, and then we'll like keep going."
And then all you hear is like,
and then Bronn's like saying something, and Bronn's like, "Wait a minute, yeah." And then like you hear it.
Yeah, you hear rumbling.
And they're like, "Oh my God, like, get ready!" So everyone starts like running and like getting their shields and shit. And this whole time, I'm like, it can't be the Dothraki. There's no way that they can travel on foot that quickly to like the middle of the Reach. Yeah. I'm like, it must be just her dragon like coming through.
Right.
But it wasn't.
It was
it was literally the whole Dothraki like clan, like running towards them. Yeah. And then, of course,
the like, moment chills. I was like, da 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 da, like it was like dragon coming through. So she's riding.
She's on the
Drogon.
Dragon.
And like he like shoots like a whole like line of fire.
It's just that moment. Away. Like it's just that moment where
God.
It gets silent and you're like, it's coming. She goes, Dracarys.
And then like that little soundtrack like,
yeah, oh my God. I love that sound.
Oh, it was so good. Oh my God. It was, I will say this with confidence, it was the best battle to date in my personal opinion.
Because it was happy. Because you were happy.
It wasn't completely happy.
No, but in that beginning, I was turned
It
up.
was
I was
one
like,
of the
yes.
most exciting
But
battles
because you're
I've
on
ever
the right
seen.
side.
I mean,
Do you know what I
on
mean?
it's true, sure,
Yeah.
fine. I've seen it.
Like Battle of the Bastards was exciting, but it was nerve wracking and it was really depressing too.
Yeah, that's
like it
true.
was.
That's true.
They've all been really heavy.
Yeah.
This was like our revenge is coming.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like that.
I felt good. I felt amazing. I was like, this is the moment we'd all been waiting for. The fight.
So she
lights
up everyone basically.
She lights up the entire freaking like Lannister army. And
the Dothraki come through, like they like kill everyone.
It was insane because you're seeing like the Dothraki who are like amazing archers on horses. Like they're such good horse people that they were like doing all this crazy shit, and they're obviously really really strong warriors as well. So they were really good at like both. And Bronn. So one of the things that I realized while I was watching the episode was like Bronn has fought Dothraki before. It was when he was trying to save the queen Khaleesi, right? With
Tyrion.
With Tyrion.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to see.
Oh yeah.
It was interesting to see that moment where like they're kind of like going against, like he's going against a Dothrak, and I was like, true, he's been on this, but like he's been on both sides of this war so far, you know.
It's interesting
he's a
with him because
mercenary,
you don't
right?
know like who to like with him. I don't know if I want him dead or I want him alive.
It's true because, like I said, because he has been on all sides of it. He's been really good friends with, Tyrion too. So it's like he's not on the right side right now or whatever. I don't know. But he is extremely fucking loyal to Jaime, as we see by the end of this episode. So, it's just like such a freaking literally lit freaking battle. It was amazing to watch. I was like screaming. I was so excited to watch it the entire time. It gave me freaking goosebumps. I was so excited. I'm so excited to watch it again. But then in the chaos of it all, Jaime's like seeing his entire like group
everyone's
dying,
just,
burning to the ground. People are like
the whole time Jaime's just standing there though, like literally, like it looked really dumb. Like he kept, I guess, getting further and further from like where everyone was getting killed, and I'm like, okay, like how long are you gonna just like moss here for? Though? Like
he was always like in the middle of everybody getting burned to death, and that's when I'll say that there are some moments in this battle that were awkwardly convenient. One of them is the fact that literally she'd be shooting a straight line,
and like he
fire,
somehow makes it
and
out.
somehow he's the only one, but
like didn't get burned.
Left and
around him
right
is like fire.
And everybody's dead except for him. So I was like, okay, how convenient is this guy's like touched by
they should have just like had him perched on a cliff far away and like been watching everything.
Yeah,
but he was like in the middle.
Exactly. So then while he's watching everybody like freaking die, he like runs to Bronn and he's like, go get the scorpion. And I was like, oh god, he they brought like a portable version of the.
Is that what it's called?
The scorpion.
Oh my god.
So he's running through the freaking fire, and this is also a moment that kind of like frustrated me. Was why is Bronn so freaking like hell bent on saving and helping at this point in time?
Yeah.
You guys literally saw dragons fly out of the sky. Yeah. How are you still gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna do it for the money? Like, what the hell? You're gonna be like, you ran through fire.
He's an interesting character because it's like they built him up.
Yeah.
And now he's this person.
And also, it's like you're that hungry for money. Give me a fucking break, dude. Like, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Like you're that dedicated.
His motivation.
His motivation is dumb, and his motivation, like. I am a very passionate person, but I would never fucking do what he literally he ran through fire.
Yeah.
For
especially
Jaime.
It's funny because he questioned Jaime too. He's like, "Why don't you go do it?" Jaime's like, "No, I can't. I only have one hand."
Yeah,
like he even didn't want to do it, and like he got so turned doing it.
So then all the while,
he's a very like confusing character.
Yeah. So then Bronn like gets to this like little like this next level tent, and that is my next reason why I freaking like was annoyed by this battle.
Like, there was like one Dothraki like chasing the shit out of him.
He's chasing him because he can fall. He's like following.
It was very convenient for them. Like no, I don't believe that shit.
This is one of the most annoyingly convenient moments. Is Daenerys is burning literally everything. How did she miss the one fucking weapon that could attack her dragon?
Yeah, J-Lo looks back at me. He's like, are you kidding me? Yeah. Like the one like little wooden thing that like she didn't hit is the one that can kill the dragon.
Exactly.
Like,
I was
come
like,
on, man.
she missed that one fucking thing. Like where the fuck was this thing? Under like some
if they had two,
fireproof situation.
If maybe they had two and like she burned one of them, like that would have made more sense to me. But like the one that you have, she doesn't hit.
Go get the one that's like hidden within people who are already on fire. Like give me a break. Yeah. So anyway, he shoots like the Dothraki guy that was chasing him, and then he like aims it, and then my anxiety levels like went really high. And I was like, oh god, it's gonna happen. We're totally fucked. Like he's gonna die. I don't know. So freaking out. So he shoots one in her direction while she's coming down with like a breath of fire, and he misses like right away. And she sees it. She sees this gigantic ass arrow come through her
goes back
place.
for this guy.
She comes for
like,
more.
At this
like
point, we're just like yelling at the screen, like dip, dip, dip. Like go home, like dip.
Like you saw a giant thing.
Even at that point, like her squad comes up because I'm like Tyrion shows up. I'm like, okay, this is stupid. Like, how did everyone get here right now?
Tyrion's like watching from like even more
Why
afar.
is everyone even there right now? Like, if this goes bad, like you guys are all dead. Like this is so stupid.
How do you have like a next like army just like sitting?
So Tyrion's like fully watching everything right now. He's like, oh god. He's like, go home or whatever. Like he's yelling at her too, but like she's not. Like she's like, no.
I think the first arrow, no one saw that because he's surveying also like Jaime, and he's like seeing all his like friends die and shit. Like he's seeing his army die. He's getting sad or whatever, or they're making us feel sad. Do you think that we were supposed to feel bad for him at that moment in time? I was like, why do you even feel no way about this? Like, this is what you signed up for. This is war. This is like, I don't care if like these are your cousins or whatever. Like, you decided to betray your family. Like, get over it. So anyway, then finally there's this next wave where she like comes back around on Drogon, and she is about to be like Draka, and the arrow hits him like in the shoulder. And I was like, he's dead. Like I was freaking out. He's
going down, but he didn't really go down. He kind of just like swooped down.
But
like,
he was
getting weaker.
He was kind of like falling, and then like at that point in time we see Tyrion, and Tyrion's like reacting. He's like, what the fuck is going on? And
because she's on the dragon. Like if that dragon goes down, like she's dead too.
She's dead for sure. So like honestly, I know that this story is only in episode 4, but this is the one battle that I was like, things are happening right now and something could change.
It's because it's high stakes. It's Khaleesi. We're seeing her in action finally. Yes. Like, finally, these dragons are like coming through.
It's true. It's true.
And in a big way. Like Jaime is seeing all of this.
Yeah.
Like,
and anyone can die. We know that these writers pull some crazy shit on us. So like, I really did have some anxiety about it. So
yeah. I was ready for the dragon to die. I was like, he's dead for sure.
I was like, oh no, it's like happening. Like, because we booked that. We were like really afraid that was
going to happen. So the arrow hits the dragon.
And then he falls.
He kind of falls. But at that point, he like blew up the thing anyways, right? Like, he burned it.
Yeah. He like gets straight to the scorpion and he blows it up, and then Bronn then jumps out of the way. Of course, conveniently.
Okay, when the burst of flame is coming to this machine, the flame radius is probably so big. Yeah. This guy just like jumps off the thing and he's like safe. Yeah. Like, don't tell me that. You're telling me the flames probably like fucking went everywhere.
Like, you're telling me that the army who gets burned down, like every single fucking hundreds of people that just burned down.
Like you get hit, but you jump off, you're okay.
Just like they just jumped to the side. They could have been okay. That was it. Like no, obviously they couldn't do that. So anyway, it was really too convenient. There were a lot of convenient ones. Yeah. So he jumps off, the thing burns down, and then like Drogon's like cheese because he's like hurt. So he sits on the side of the water, and she gets off, and she's like pulling it. She's like pulling that thing off. She's like trying to get it out of him. And all the while, Tyrion's watching this moment. I don't know why he's watching this moment. Now that I'm thinking about it, I was like, why are you still watching this moment? And he sees Jaime.
This is so unrealistic. He sees Jaime seeing Khaleesi taking the arrow out of like the dragon. Yeah. And he's like, oh fuck.
He's like, you better go.
You better not go.
Don't be
stupid. Like he's saying it to his brother. Yeah. Because he knows as soon as the brother goes and attacks Khaleesi, like he's dead. Like the dragon's gonna kill him. Right. And of course Jaime goes for her. Like he sees her like standing there.
He does it. He's like, you know what? This is like the time is now. Just kill
Do you think she looked scared?
No. She had like no ways about it.
Because her face to me looked a little scared.
She felt no way. She like turned around and she was like, what? She was like, what? Yeah. What are you going to fucking do right now? Yeah. Like literally she's standing beside a dragon. And that's exactly what happened. So that we get to the final moment and he's coming with a spear. She turns around.
To kill her, I guess,
To kill her. Yeah. She turns around like completely unfazed in my opinion. And then like we get like Drogon kind of like coming into frame. And he opens up his mouth and like that little fireball starts. And then it comes out of his mouth, and then it like comes at Jaime, and then he gets pushed out of the fucking way.
Again, yeah.
And then he like ends up in the water.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know for sure if it's by Bronn, but I'm assuming that it was. I mean, it has to be Bronn. Otherwise, like, why are you here? So, and then the episode's over. So
and you see Jaime sort of sinking down,
Sinking slowly, yeah, in the water. And then that's when it cuts to the credits. So what did you think of that whole final moment?
I mean, it was an amazing, like, freaking, like, scene. But I just didn't understand that last moment. I was like, way too close, way too convenient.
Yeah.
I guess it had to have happened because like he
Yeah.
like seeing him not go for her, how would you have felt if he didn't go to kill her?
I'd be like, okay, go and fight, like
Like go
regroup and
dip.
shit.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Why
it's
are you being
true.
so
It's
stupid?
true.
But at the same time,
Like now I want him dead more.
But this is like Jaime Lannister to the T, right? Like this is he doesn't want to go back to Cersei and be like,
Yeah,
yo,
he's
we
terrified.
like fucked
Yeah.
up. You know, like he needs to like either die in this battle or it's
And
not worth it.
he just even seemed so useless. Like
Yeah.
he couldn't even like do the arrow. He couldn't even do the like the scorpion machine.
Yeah.
He
So
did,
he
did
can't-
shit all
yeah.
in the battle.
It's more like his own pride.
It's like he's seeing himself.
Yeah.
Like he's not doing shit all.
He can't go back.
He lost
like,
the money.
Yeah.
The gold's gone, right?
The gold is like gone / melted /
Yeah.
like no one gives a fuck about it now.
Yeah.
So they're basically screwed. And so yeah, I think it was more like he needs to do something, if anything. So he like went after her.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the fact that he just got conveniently pushed out of the way at the very last second. I know it's the writing and like this is what they want us to do. It's
like it would have made more. It would have been okay if even he was like midway through, then Bronn like hit him like before like the fire could come out. Like the fact that the fire came out and you still got pushed, like that seems unrealistic to me.
And like once again, I'm gonna say it. Why the frick is Bronn literally leaping in front of a dragon?
Like, does he love Jaime or something?
What the hell is happening right now? He wants that castle that badly. Give me a fucking break.
Unless
That's
you're
some
right, unless
bullshit.
it wasn't Bronn. But who the hell else would it be
Dickon?
then? Yeah, maybe he wants him. He wants his D.
Dick
Because he did save Jaime in the beginning. Dickon did save
Yeah,
Jaime.
he did for a second. He was like, "Wink, thanks."
Yeah, maybe he likes him.
I don't know. This is some dumb shit. That would be really. Either way, I just thought it was a kind of a useless final ending, but it was a.
Okay, I think that maybe they're gonna. You think they'll capture Jaime? They'll take him in.
If they capture Jaime, then what?
They're gonna like interview him and shit.
Interview with.
And maybe like Tyrion will like convince him to go on their side.
And then kill Cersei. I can see that happening, but also like.
Like, do you think at this point, Jaime's sinking in the water? You think they're just gonna like dip? They're gonna take him.
Yeah, they're gonna take
right.
him. He's screwed. He's screwed now because like he's in the water and he's right beside Daenerys. She's not gonna.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like she's gonna be like, "Yo, get this guy, let's go." Like she's not gonna be like, "Okay, bye now." You're like, you're sinking in the water. Kill him.
It's like one of the two, right? At this point,
yeah,
in time,
but he seems
I'm
more
surprised
valuable.
that like Drogon at the like final shot wasn't just like going into the water and freaking
Yeah,
like snapping
like, take
him
him
up.
out.
Like, oh god, this is so. It's the writing, and I need to like try to be like less turned up about the fact that they're like leading us on some journey. I'm just like kind of like, okay, but why is this happening now?
The fact that he went for her really makes me feel sick because I love Jaime. Like I love how his character has like gone through this like incredible journey.
Yeah.
And he really does seem like a really good person inside.
Yeah.
And I want to believe that he's changed, and I want to believe that like his story is gonna go out with like an amazing ending. But seeing him go for her, I'm like, yo, you're like the same idiot. Like you're a loser. Like you literally had no other option.
It's true.
Desperado, and like you went to kill her. Like
yeah.
It's a cheap moment because he's seeing her help like her dragon too.
It's true.
And I get it. Like they're in a war, they're in a battle. Like he doesn't give a shit. But like it just reminded me of like the person that he was.
The
like
Kingslayer.
he's a Kingslayer for a fucking reason.
Like trying to stab
he goes
her
for
in the
like
back.
those cheap shots, you know?
Yeah, that's true. It's his nature. That's an interesting way to look at it. I never thought of it that way.
He's like lurking at her. He's like, oh, let me go get her right now.
Yeah,
like,
true. That's a really good point.
Go fight. Like, go save your people right now.
Do
like,
something else.
Yeah, I get it. You have to kill her too, but like.
Yeah. Even Tyrion saying what he said, he's like, don't be so stupid.
Yeah, he's like,
you
you're an idiot. Yeah, exactly.
Why did you do that?
Yeah.
Like, he's booking him too at that point in time. So it was interesting to know, like, and that's why I'm going back to Tyrion is like, why was he in that moment at all? Like, was it just for us to get like a third perspective?
They're probably going to meet next episode.
There needs to be the next, yeah.
Yeah, they're probably going to meet. That's probably why he was there.
But also, like, isn't she, like, so fed up with this whole situation that she's just going to kill everybody that she sees?
Yeah.
Like, at this point, I would do that. I'd be like, just fucking kill them all. Like, hang them by the trees. I don't care. So, yeah, that's the episode, guys.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys thought.
Guys, like, Cersei's not going to get her money. She's going to go down.
Yeah. I think
sure.
that, like, she's...
For sure.
Yeah. Or those, like... Yeah, anyway. The Sons. The golden whatever.
Yeah.
Didn't she... There was a, like... Like, no, we don't know about, like, the whole prediction thing, right?
What?
We're not talking about the prediction. That was in the books. Okay. Let's move on. Anyway, let us know what you guys think about the episode. We loved it. as usual.
I can't wait to watch it again.
I can't wait to watch it again and can't wait to watch next week's episode.
I can't believe there's like 3 more.
Only 3 more. We're past the halfway point now, officially. We only have 3 more episodes until the final episode or the final season starts next year. Yeah, I'm sad and excited at the same time. I can see that they're like really like pacing themselves like really fast now. So I think every episode from now until the end of the season is gonna be like completely action packed.
Hopefully.
No, if there's a one slow episode, I'll be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
and you know what it is, guys? As I was watching this episode, and it's all starting, right? Like it's all happening. Like you can hear the Dothraki coming. In my head, I'm like, it has to happen now. We have to see this one scene that's gonna give us so much joy because like it's time. It's episode 4. True. Like you gotta get to it now. If they hadn't done it in this episode, it's like, okay, what are you guys waiting for? Like the season finale to do this? You can't.
Yeah. Why are we doing this now? Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Anyways, guys, that was amazing.
That was amazing. So good. If you like what we had to say or if you wanted to add to the conversation, don't forget to like, subscribe, and also tweet us at recap_rewind. And that is us.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Till next week.
Woohoo.